Welcome to the course in Nanba, the art of physical finesse. In this course, I'm going to take you first on a GOALSCAPE course overview. And to navigate this course over the next 10 weeks, you will see where we started and track our progress each week as we progress around this circle. You can view this GOALSCAPE online as a read-only file by clicking on the link at the bottom of the description on the Advanced course page. I may add brief notes, descriptions, and attachments to this file as we go, and you will see each block shaded in as we complete it, gradually converging on the center. This will give you a picture of where we are in the course, help you anticipate what is coming, as well as integrate what we've covered so far. It is important to keep the whole picture in mind. One unit does not end when we pass on to the next topic, but becomes integrated into the emerging picture. The course is divided into 5 sections, each of which contains elements that represent 20% of your assessment. The outer sections are the topics week by week, and we progress from the top clockwise around the circle. Detailed instructions and resources, as well as links to pre-recorded videos and live online sessions, will be posted in advance, so it's very important that you regularly spend time on Advance and check your email for updates. Now, what is in this course for you? What is Nanba? I've defined it as the art of physical finesse. And you'll see here that the course is divided in 5 sections, which are then subdivided into 2 sections. So that's 2 weeks or 4 classes for each section. So Nanba, the art of physical finesse, will start in the first week with Nanba principles and practice. What is Nanba? How does it work? What's it based on? Where does it come from? What is it good for? Nanba applications, and there are so many. Very common applications are to help music performers not only produce better sounds, but also take better care of their bodies and learn how to tune their bodies so they can produce the best music. There are applications in sports, and in health and in theater and all kinds of things. So we'll look at that. Then we move on to Nanba balance. So Nanba balance begins with posture. And people are often unaware of how bad their posture is. Some of it comes from looking at your smartphone too much, or always leaning forward, always bending over to work on something or read or make food or something, but seldom keeping your head up high and straight. And we don't walk enough, so we tend to lose our posture, almost going backwards in evolution. And this has a lot to do with our balance. And the balance is not just a question of keeping your balance, that's part of it, but it's becoming aware of how your bones and joints are connected. Not the knowledge of the names of them all and all that, but just to actually feel how everything is integrated and connected inside, and also how we tend to get twisted by unbalanced ways of sitting, standing, or just lifestyle. And so how to retune ourselves, sort of a self-chiropractic, if you will. Then we look at flexibility and something called cord training, or himotore in Japanese. Now, this is a fascinating thing where you find that just by applying a slightly elastic cord either around your forehead or across your shoulders or around your wrists or belt or different parts of the body, that your body suddenly, without any effort, becomes more flexible. It's more stable when you're tested, and you move faster. You have much better reflexes. And even though this might seem hard to believe, I've tested it with people ranging from as young as 4 to as old as people in their 80s, and it works absolutely. I've also tested it with athletes, including rugby players and soccer players, and numerous musicians. And the cool thing is you get a before-after test. You can tell, right away, oh, this is very different. And we will figure out, I'll tell you how it works, not now, but in the course. Then we move on to the next aspect, which is Nanba movement, or known as Nanba flow. So flow is movement and rhythm. So some people have a good sense of rhythm, but sometimes that rhythm is based on their culture. Like they might be from a Latin culture, and so a samba rhythm would come very naturally to them, or another. Japanese traditional rhythms are very different too. But we're talking about something more like how you can find the rhythms of different types of music. Of course, we'll look at even shamanistic music and how you move your body by listening with your body and with your bones to how the music is going, and then how you blend with it. So that's really a lot of fun we have with that. And then something called mudra, which is a hand gesture, often coming from yoga or Indian culture. And some of these mudra actually have, of course, they have profound meanings and some symbolism, but not so much that as the same kind of effects that you get with chord training, you can find with mudra. But the interesting thing is it specifically affects your mindset. So maybe you're having trouble concentrating, but by moving or holding your fingers together in a certain interlocked gesture, suddenly your mind becomes more clear. Or maybe you were sleepy and now you wake up, or you were feeling under stress, and then by applying certain mudra, you can be more flexible. You can stretch better, or you suddenly your breathing just becomes more relaxed. And many students have reported they just sleep so much better because they in the short time in Nanba class they just really relax. And also we teach how to sleep better. Things you can do before you go to sleep that will give you a really nice, refreshing sleep. And that's very important to build your immunity. Then we have a section where we spend 2 weeks on Nanba walking. Now, Nanba walking, you might say, well, I already know how to walk. Well, you learned how to walk by watching adults around you, starting with your parents, and then other people, your teachers and classmates and people on the media. And they taught you how to walk, so you didn't really... unconsciously you picked up these various habits, and not all of them are good. In fact, many are not so good. And so we're going to relearn how to walk, not in any drastic way, but just how to connect with your body and move in a natural way, which we call Nanba. And there are certain principles and certain exercises, and some of the benefits are that you can climb stairs or even mountains without getting tired. It's almost as if the mountain is carrying you up. And you forget about your body and not so self-conscious, and you become more aware of nature, sounds, changes in the wind. So Nanba and nature, and we will go on Nanba walks, and we'll do a Nanba diary so that you can capture some of your great experiences in nature. And then actually, as part of this, is we create a Nanba notebook. And these are not ordinary notes, although sometimes people like to take notes and sentences and keywords and phrases, but these will be visual notes, so that it will include your observations and some of your drawing skills, but also capturing some of your unique discoveries about your body and about movement, which could be sports, or it could be dance, or it could be playing a musical instrument, or just engaging with, even driving a car, engaging with the world in some physical way. And so then it leads to discovering your world, and that's where you take off, and there's no end to that. But you will learn some very specific exercises and tools and ways of thinking that will help you be stronger under pressure, more relaxed, more adaptable. And Nanba is just a wonderful practice, and it will be a great thing that you can integrate into your life. Now, if you're Japanese, you will be asked by foreigners things about Japanese culture, and a surprising number of things in Japanese culture, everything from martial arts to traditional crafts to traditional Japanese music to kabuki and no and everything. They all have connections to Nanba. Even the movements of Japanese farmers and the type of implements and craftsmen like carpenters, and the way that they would move and the way things were designed, very much influenced by this Nanba way of thinking of the body. And so if you know that and you can tell people about it, they're fascinated. Westerners are looking for new inspiration from Asia, and if you can give them that, they will respect you a lot for that knowledge. You can make great friends doing that. Now, if you're not Japanese, I promise you will learn so much about Japanese culture through this that will transfer over to your understanding and appreciation of Japanese culture through the unique way that they see the body and much of this is expressed in Nanba. And then you'll even be able to amaze and help your Japanese friends by by teaching them what you have learned. So I place a lot of emphasis on teaching what you have learned, even if it's just like what you learned 5 minutes ago. And sometimes that's a challenge. It's like, well, I'm not sure I got it. Will you try? And I help you fill it in, and you get feedback from the others, and constantly teaching each other and reviewing and integrating the perspective in a physical way until it just becomes second nature. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all and working with you. We can do a lot online on video, including two-way feedback. I can see how you're doing the exercise and give you private or personal feedback and instruction, as well as small group things once we get that going. And students in the past have really enjoyed this course for those reasons, and I'm looking forward to meeting you and to seeing you on the inside.